I've been working in this field for 32, 33 years. The kids we see here at Muirwood, we're licensed to treat kids 12 to 17. In the past, we've seen a lot of 16 and 17-year-olds, but lately we've been seeing some admissions that are 13, 14 years old. So we're located up here in Petaluma in Sonoma County. What interests me the most about treating these kids is that when they do get sober and they are in recovery, that kind of arc in the rest of their life and the influence they can make is significant. It's a wonderful thing when you see a 65-year-old get sober, but when you see a 16-year-old and the lights come on, it's really a wonderful thing.
I'm a recovering addict and alcoholic. I was addicted to heroin, methamphetamine, crack. I was homeless. So for me, it wasn't exactly one thing, but I think there was a point where I had got to see how I was hurting my family and other people, so I really wanted to not go to prison, to not be homeless, to not make my mom cry every night. That realization helped me to really want recovery, and that's the only way that we've kind of found that people can find it, is if they want it. I've worked with kids here and other places for about the last 10 years, and there's pictures on my wall of kids that have died. You know what I mean? And that kind of puts it in perspective and allows me to understand that this work is really important.
This is our new residential treatment program, as you can tell, it's a beautiful setting, but I'm going to walk you upstairs to where the boys will actually be living. Beautiful bedrooms with a nice overview of the pond, and the kids love the skateboards. The hard part about the skateboard art is spending nights and nights on the internet finding skateboard decks that don't have cannabis or Satan or anything else. Yeah, you'd be surprised at how many skateboards have inappropriate content on them. But anyway, the kids love them.
How much time will they actually get to spend in their rooms? I mean,
not a lot.
Yeah,
not a lot.
Not a lot of downtime other than sleep.
No, just basically sleeping, and then if they have break time, but there's not a whole lot of break time at all.
When I was a kid, I would just collect all alcohol from my parents, mix the alcohol and just down it, maybe smoke some weed. But now these kids are getting cannabis with fentanyl, Xanax with fentanyl, oxycodone, and all these. So it just makes it a lot more dangerous.
Even though we have filters on all of the computers, the boys have to be closely monitored by our staff, because even our tech-savvy consultants that put these filters on the computers, these adolescent boys, they outsmart them. They know how to, go on, get through the filter and get on the web.
Does that scare you?
Yeah, it does. It does. I get a lot of parents that call me just on the toll-free number, and they say, well, geez, I'm reading some text messages on my son's phone. What does this mean? What is black rice? What is white rice? He's got a text message that says, I'm gonna get some Sugar Patch Kids, and there are slang terms for black tar heroin, black rice, white rice being heroin that's laced with fentanyl, unfortunately the slangs are changing all the time. But parents just need to kind of keep up with the times. I know that's a big ask, but just like the kids come here and they're so tech savvy. And they kind of, outsmart some of our teachers sometimes. The parents need to really educate themselves as well.
The heartache in the fear in these parents is really sobering, and also addictions. It's really takes the whole family effort, and everybody in the family needs to look at themselves, and it's really hard. It's hard for me when I do my therapy. So I think it's a very involved process. It takes hard work from everybody, and I think that's one of the pitfalls that we see here too, whereas the parents or the family say, well, it's Johnny, he's a drug addict, right? When in actuality it's a whole family system that has created this dynamic.
Even the kids that most earnestly want to stay sober, right, they go back to school, and unlike you and me who have commitments like wife, children, job, so forth, so on, kids have their social network. That's what they have. And so when they go back into their home school, even if they are dead set on staying sober and they're feeling alive for the first time in a year or so, whatever it may be, they get surrounded by all the negative temptations, the triggers, and it's really unfortunate.
Do you ever introspectively look and say, boy, is there something else I could have done?
Sure.
Or how is that for you?
Sure. Always, you know, and it's the unfortunate reality of what we do here and, you know, what everybody does in this field. You know, I not only, you know, am the founder of this place, I'm here every day, usually 6-7 days a week, and so I know all the kids and families. It's particularly tough.
What do you tell them as a counselor when they come to you?
So I don't really try to tell them much because quite simply that doesn't work. As a therapist, I like to listen and I like to look for opportunities to work with. The common pitfall that a lot of therapists and counselors get into is they try to tell the clients what to do. I think it's more a way, for me, it's more listening to what they identify with and creating trust and then having them ask me the right questions and having them answer it themselves.
The more the parents are involved in the arc of treatment, the better the kids are going to do. So, you know, that and, you know, treatment works. Whether it's an outpatient program or an inpatient program like this, treatment does work.
Are there enough programs?
No, they're not. Unfortunately, Muirwood is full almost all the time. You've just visited our campus. We're actually expanding. And so I wish, you know, that was good news. It's not. It's bad news. It's bad news that business is good. But there's a big need for it, and I think there's an ever increasing need for it.